Why did I want to be an occupational therapist in the first place? You don't really hear about occupational therapy, so how did that even become a thing? So when I was 10 years old, my mom was about 36 years old, she had a stroke. And now that I'm 27, I realize how young that was for her to have a stroke. She is unable to use her left arm. There's an elbow contracture there, and she is unable to fully use her left leg, but she has regained the ability to walk. After, seeing her go through that and learning about the different clinicians that she had to see, including PT, OT, and speech, I really loved how OT focused on, regaining function and helping someone become independent in their meaningful activities. With that being said, I saw some things that I felt like they could have done better. In Alabama, it's a rural area. There's not a lot of care there. And I feel like the therapist that she had, nothing against them, but I feel like they could have worked on more to help her regain the abilities that she could have regained. That motivated me to not only become an occupational therapist, but make sure that I'm going above and beyond for each of my patients so they can reach their maximum potential. Seeing my mom and her going through different trials with different devices, and she was unable to get those devices because she hadn't regained enough dorsiflexion of the ankle, or she didn't have enough flexion in her fingers and things like that, and she had to have reached a certain range of motion for her to be eligible for those devices. And I just thought if they truly worked on that in therapy, then maybe she would have been able to use those devices. So fast forward, when I was in college, I did shadowing with a pediatric occupational therapist, and so I became interested in working with kids with developmental delays, autism, Down syndrome. I also didn't want to give up that dream of working with adults. So I started working in a hand and upper extremity setting because I did that on one of my field works. And I truly enjoy working in both settings because I'm learning so much about multiple different areas of a person and their body. I still have not given up my dream of working with stroke patients, neuro patients, because even though that was the real reason why I wanted to go into OT was because my mom having a stroke, I have not really worked with a neuro-based population, and I'm only 3 years in, so it's definitely gonna happen at some point, but I've been focused on these two settings right now. So when I'm having those days where I'm just like, why am I doing this? I'm so tired, I'm so burned out, productivity, politics with the job here and there. But when you're dealing with those hard times, just go back to your why. I go back to my mom, and I go back to the reason why I truly wanted to be an occupational therapist. And that pushes me through. That is my reason for wanting to be an occupational therapist.